Uh-oh, Pappy's put an asterisk at the end of his title again. What does that mean? It means that I don't really care about race swapping or gender swapping unless it's probably the star of the show. Now, we might have seen exceptions with this. Um, but mostly, like, you look at Sam Jones III from Smallville, Pete Ross. Pete Ross was not like the most standout character. This was the first time we saw Pete Ross. Michael Clark Duncan, who played the first live action Kingpin. I think, yeah, the first live action Kingpin. And funny enough, you had Roscoe Lee Brown, a black voice actor who did the voice of Kingpin from the '94 cartoon. Other examples, we had Jenny Olsen from Man of Steel. We had a black Perry White. They even discussed a black Perry White for like the Lois and Clark '90s show. And I'm trying to think of other examples. But with Captain Marvel originally started out as a man, Marvel. And then we had the female Captain Marvel, Carol Danvers. So there's a lot of stuff like this. I'm trying to think of other examples, but I think that's one of the examples where you're taking the female instead of the male for that. Um, which other ones? Oh, like with Martian Manhunter, when Martian Manhunter would transform into a human, it's now like usually a black character. But Martian Manhunter is not of any Earth race. He can look like anybody he wants, um, white or black or Asian or anything. Um, it doesn't really matter. But Martian Manhunter is Martian Manhunter, so there's no rule. There should be no rule against that. But it's been kind of accepted that that's the way it has to be. One time, I think they wanted to cast Marlon Wayans to be Robin in the Batman Returns movie. Didn't happen, but there it was. So many ideas, but all I care about is the story going to be fucking woke? And usually, when other YouTubers talk about this is a race swap here, gender swap, it's going to apply heavy wokeness. So there are ways to do it right. In the case of like Smallville or even Man of Steel, Perry White was still Perry. I kind of didn't like his character in the first movie. I did like Lawrence Fishburne's character in Batman v Superman a bit more, though he was sort of the angry guy that you had to go to. There was no like real heart to heart talk, but I mean, he did a little bit as Perry White, but I mean, you could do it without really going woke to broke, and I think that's the issue. So, female Silver Surfer. She's not the front and center character. Can it still work? Um, I still recall in the Ultimate Marvel universe the prototype Silver, not the one in the Ultimate Fantastic Four, but the one before that with the Ultimate Galactus trilogy. I think it was. I think it might have been Ultimate Secret. It might have been Ultimate Secret, in which there was a bald woman who was a terrorist attacking the Ultimates, but she had been dead for decades, so she somehow comes back, and there were these Silver Surfer looking sort of heralds, but they had wings and they had like teeth. I don't know. There was such a weird combination of things. So I really don't know what the solution is here. Um, it seems kind of forced. I mean, obviously, like, let me think. If you had a few new actors and they looked nothing like Captain America and you're forced to get a black Captain America, then you were forced to do that. They're trying to do that now with the Falcon becoming the new Captain America. Might work, might not. Um, Honestly, these days I'm not too concerned with these movies. I am fatigued. I don't care about Gunn's DC Universe. I don't care about the MCU beyond maybe Spider Man or just whatever Sony's doing. I'll even admit to you right now, Madam Web looks more inviting than what the Marvels is doing right now. Madam Web. And it looks cheesy as fuck. I might go see that. I might. I mean, like, I don't, I mean, something different. It feels different. It looks different. I don't think it's going to be a $1 billion seller, but it might be something to watch. I don't want to roll up my eyes at every fucking thing. A lot of YouTubers, either they're reactionaries and they really don't feel the way they do, or they do feel this way, but they want that to be your opinion. And honestly, you just gotta stick with what you know. Um, the only thing that's left to watch is Aquaman, and as far as I know, there's no race swapping there. Black Man is still black unless they cast me to play it. I love the actors. I don't know if Peter. I thought I heard Peter Weller's voice for the new villain, but Amber Heard's going to be somewhere. They can't. They'll just tell Amber Heard to stay home in the Atlantis kitchen and for beating up people, and then Aquaman's going to go and fight and with his new son. I think it's his son. Um, yeah, it's what a tricky time this is. So I don't have much more to say. Silver Surfer, female Silver Surfer. I just want to see a good Fantastic Four movie. I want to see a really good one. The first one was shit, but I guess it was supposed to be shit. It's still a classic. The the 2000s movies with Michael Chiklis and Jessica Alba, and of course Chris Evans before he turned to Captain America. It was okay. You had Ian Grafode. It's hard to pronounce that name right. So it was okay, but it was like average. Like there was the characterizations when they lived together were okay. Some of the little banter between the characters were okay. I've never saw the Rise of the Silver Surfer, and I have not seen Fan Four Stick. I might see it just to see what it looks like. I mean, I'm not gonna buy the DVD or anything like that. I might just rent it, see what happens. But at least some good news is that they're trying to shop uh, Coyote versus Acme to other, but maybe Netflix will get it. I'm watching the Netflixes. I'll be reviewing Wednesday Castlevania, One Piece live action, and maybe a documentary, and I'll give you my thoughts on those. Yep.